If you're thinking about joining the military, watch this video because here are 5 things I recommend that you do before you join. Number 1, please have your license. Is it absolutely necessary to have it? No. But the reason why I recommend it is because depending on where you decide to get stationed at and or depending on your location, you may need a car. Take my situation for example. I didn't have a license when I first joined the military because I lived in New York City. I had my permit, but I didn't get my license until literally the week before I left for boot camp. I get to California and in Lemoore, out of all places, and that place you definitely need a car because I was there for 3 months and I was like, nah, this ain't it. So not having a car sucks, but the worst thing in not having a car is not having a license. Number 2, I also recommend that you get a passport. Do you absolutely need a passport? No. But the reason why I recommend it is because depending on where you go, especially if you decide to go overseas, you may need a passport. Even though you're considered to be stationed overseas, if you decide to do certain activities, they're going to require you to have a passport and your military ID may or may not be valid. So yeah, get a passport. Number 3, I highly encourage that although your parents may or may not have the documents and everything like that, get your own documents and keep them in a safe place. For example, your social security, your birth certificate, keep your documents yourself because you may or may not need it depending on where you go. Number 4. Now this is gonna be kind of funny actually, but I highly recommend coming to the military with a very open mind. Because again, I've said this before, everybody's military experience is always going to be different. So, and that is understatement of the year. For example, just because you go and get stationed overseas, it doesn't mean, it does not mean that you are going to have the same experience as somebody else who has been overseas for a while. And the same can be said statewide. Every branch, every job, every command, every location is going to be different in terms of your experience. And last, but certainly not least, I don't care what your job is. I don't care where you're located. For the love of the Lord, please do your research on where you will get stationed. Now, I don't know how it works with most branches, but I know that nowadays in the Navy, you get your orders, I think, during boot camp. So with that being said, if you end up going home post boot camp, and hopefully you do so, when you do, please do your research on the type of base that it is. So that way you can kind of research the benefits that you can or cannot get from that location. So yeah, like for part 2. I want to do a part 2.